Yeah.
Hey, we've got a few people here. Great.
Hi, Dr. Lewis.
Hey, how you doing? Let me see.
Hi.
Who is that? Hey, guys.
It's Joy hiding here,
Oh,
kind of.
hey, Joy. How you doing? You're doing pretty good.
I'm pretty good. Thank you.
Wow, it's a nice big group tonight, at least so far. So this is a lot of fun. So, Joy, are you on vacation right now?
Not yet. I leave on Wednesday. I'm
Oh,
on
okay.
the jet lag cure program right now.
Tell me about this jet lag thing. What is the jet lag thing?
Because I'm traveling 9 time zones,
Okay.
there are some dietary adjustments and methylated xanthine adjustments, aka caffeine. So
Okay.
I'm cutting out caffeine for 3 days, which is not easy. I can have it between 3 and 4:30 p.m.
Oh, to set your circadian rhythms a little bit better. Is that
Yes,
right? Okay.
yeah, and then I'll hit a big, 3 cups of coffee at breakfast time of my arrival time while I'm flying over there
Right.
to help to reset.
Hold
So
on one second, okay? Hello, Dr. Lewis. Oh, I'm conducting a chat right now. It was great. It was excellent. Can you just put all excellent down on everything? Then can I have you call me back, please? Yes, please. Okay. Thanks so much. Okay, bye. So much apologize that everyone. Sorry about that. So I again with the caffeine, you have a bunch of caffeine in the morning, and then what you were saying, I'm sorry.
only on arrival time I have a bunch of caffeine.
Okay.
And then there's high protein breakfast, high protein lunch, high
When you say
carb.
when you say high protein breakfast, high protein lunch, what is that?
Well, for me, since doing the program, a high protein breakfast on a 5 bites of protein. This morning is fast day, which means less calories on their program. So I had a boiled egg and a bite of mozzarella cheese.
Okay,
That,
I'm good with that. I mean, that's fine. So you're just choosing to have 5 bites of just protein, which I think is fine.
except for their feast days, which they say are unlimited calories, I'm upping my intake to 8 bites.
Okay, now who is they? Who is this
It's
they
the
that would?
book, it's the Cure for Jag book.
Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. You're doing okay. So you're working with adjusting, hopefully resetting your circadian rhythms based on what you're reading. I don't know
Trying
if I
to.
buy into that, but I'm okay with that. I'll let you have fun with that. I think that's great. Just as long as we don't deviate too much from our plan, because our plan is really, really like of paramount importance, in my opinion, getting the excess weight off. But if you're just upping your intake to 8 bites for occasional meals here and then, that's not that significant. And when I look at your results, you're doing great in general. So I'm fine. Sort of play with it as at your will. I think that's great. The one thing I
Thank you,
would
Doctor.
say also for people in general, I mean, like you, I know have voiced some concern. Why aren't I losing weight a little bit quicker or things like that? Also, just be aware of your bite size. We'll take a pretty big bite, and we're not even aware that it's bigger than normal. And if you do that, you have 5 of those bites. Well, that's really 10 bites. And so just be aware of it. But there again, I mean, everybody here is doing well. They're heading in a positive direction. And as long as you're moving forward and at a good pace, something that you're comfortable with, I'm happy. Because ultimately, we're going to get to the finish line, and then we're done. And I mean, that's really exciting. And I think at some point for all of us, the light bulb is going to go off. It's like, oh my gosh, this is happening. And it becomes so exciting when you realize, oh my gosh, it's happening. It's not that big of a deal. It's just a matter of, setting a routine, sticking to it, as long as the routine is guaranteed to get you to your finish line. But setting that routine and then just sticking with it. And oh my gosh, the rest just happens on its own, because there's no way that we can stop breathing. And as long as you're breathing, you're losing weight. So I think it's great. I think you guys are doing good. How about other people here? Shelly?
Great. I'm doing great.
You're doing good?
Well, yeah, I mean, I rode my bike today. I want to try to get my metabolism up.
So here's the thing. Do you lose extra weight when you ride your bike?
Yes.
How?
Well, any diet I've ever done that I've always, when I ride my bike, I end up losing weight.
Fair
I
enough, but how?
fast.
How is the riding your bike helping you lose weight?
Well, I'm burning more carbons, right?
Well, you tell me. I mean, burning, no, I don't like that word burning. Are you breathing
Okay.
out more carbon when you
And
ride
what?
your bike?
Breathing out.
Are you breathing out more carbon when you ride your bike?
I'm pedaling pretty fast. At 6 miles,
Fair
I'm
enough.
going about 7.0 a mile. So,
Great. So does that make you breathe harder?
yeah,
Okay. So then, because of that, you're losing more weight. Okay. But all you lose is what you're breathing out of your mouth. Now, granted, even after you're done riding, I guarantee you for a set period of time, and I don't know how long that's going to be, and for everybody it's different, but for maybe an hour or so afterward, you're still breathing faster than your basal breathing rate, say when you're sleeping. Okay. Because of the exercise, your body now is sort of in recovery mode from the exercise, and you will breathe a little bit more. But I want you to realize, and I want everyone to be really, really clear on this, the amount of fat you lose from the exercise is no more, no less, no more than the weight, the physical weight of what's coming out of your mouth from breathing.
okay.
It's not a
Well, and I
ton.
thought, sorry about that.
It's not a ton, but you know what? It can be significant. It sort of depends upon how long you're exercising and whatnot. It's there. It's just, I mean, don't think that you're going to lose that much weight from the exercise. You're going to lose some. Don't get me wrong. The downside is it jacks up your appetite, and often people will reward themselves from putting in a good hour of hard exercise by eating more, and what they take back in actually weighs more in carbon than what they breathe out. So you just got to be careful when playing this game, or else you'll spin your wheels and you won't be able to figure out what exactly is going on.
So
So just
don't do too much. Yeah, then I'm going to
too
be,
much. It does
yeah,
help. Don't get me wrong, it helps. I mean, exercise helps. I think most importantly, it's great for the mind. It makes you feel good. It clears your mind. You
yeah.
feel healthier, and that sort of helps to keep you on track. I can see there's something there with the phone, but this is all good. Um, Again, mostly because it's great for the mind, right?
Right. I think it makes me feel better, and it's easier for me to stay on the diet the next morning, especially.
So right. And I like that. And sometimes even when we put ourselves through the ringer a little bit and we feel maybe a little bit exhausted or maybe a little bit hungry, we feel the benefits of losing the weight. We actually feel like we're doing something to our body and it's healthy, and therefore we're willing to accept that. So I'm,
Yeah.
I'm fine with that, as long as it's not too rough on your body. Right?
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I
So
think
it
that's
is
great.
good. So it doesn't increase my appetite a huge amount after I'm
Not a
done.
huge amount. You're
Okay.
doing well though. I mean, my goodness, I think your last week you dropped what, 4 pounds, was it, or something like that?
No, it was only a couple pounds,
Okay.
but I know I was not eating
That's
5 bites, but I skipped the breakfast and I've conquered one step at a time.
I
So,
love that. I love that. And if we even set little minor goals and we're able to accomplish these, great. And the whole process, this whole journey that we're all going through, it's a learning process. And
mhm.
it's hard. I'll be really honest. It's hard to do the diet exactly as it's laid out, right, right out of the starting gate. It's hard, right? But work on it and continue to play with it and make modifications as necessary. And maybe sometimes, some people have to start off with like 8 bites or 12 bites, whatever. And then over time, as they become really comfortable on that, they'll start to cut back their bites, and they'll find a way to make it work for them. But for you, I think that's tremendous that you were able to stop the breakfast. I think that's great. By the way, that doesn't mean you won't ever have breakfast again. There will certainly be many, 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 many days when you'll have breakfast. But it's great for now. And the more breakfasts that you forego until we're done, the better for you. The sooner we're going to get there.
Thanks. Yeah, I think so too. The no snacks, no breakfast.
I love it.
And so I've conquered those two things. Now I have to get down to the 5 bites.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll come. It's going to come.
Slowly
Just
but
keep doing it.
surely.
You challenge it. I mean, maybe you only do it like for lunch one day, and it's so hard. And man, are you hungry right before dinner that night? But hey, you did it. And then maybe the next day you do it again for lunch, and then you have even less for dinner. Maybe you try like, I don't know, less than you did the previous dinner. Maybe you have, I don't know, 15 bites. But you realize, you know what, I can make this almost work. So then maybe the next day you do it again. You do a really small lunch, and this time you're able to stick to a really small dinner, and things start to fall into place. So
Okay.
that's what we're looking for. But whatever. I mean, let's continue to pick away at it and work together. We'll get there.
Does it help then to eat low-calorie stuff
Doesn't
if
matter.
you do more than 5
In
bites?
fact, my feeling is no. I would rather you get really dense, good, solid food. I want the bites, when you're only taking 5 bites, I want every bite to count. And I want them to feel like you're really getting a lot of sustenance and a lot of flavor in every single bite. Please. And this is my advice to everybody. No low-calorie anything. No low-calorie or diet anything when it comes to food. I'm okay with the diet sodas once in a while. But other than that, I want full flavor. I want full everything. Okay,
Right.
you'll just feel more satisfied on that small
Yeah.
bowl.
Thanks.
That's what we're looking for, because it's a way of finding some way to manage this program through to the finish line. But hopefully, we get on track and we go, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh, it's gone. Now you've got to find some other project to invest your time into, right?
Yeah.
Right now, this is priority number 1. I mean, this is a huge deal.
Yep.
So yeah,
It is.
I'm loving
Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. I love the fact that everybody's come here tonight. And then of course other people will watch this video and maybe, I don't know, pick up a little tidbit here or there, and that'll spark their excitement again. That's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, I mean, I'm really excited for everyone. Where are you all from, by the way? What part of the country are you from, Shelley?
I'm in Iowa.
Wait, say it again. I missed it because of the sound.
Iowa.
Oh.
IOWA.
Oh, love it. Hawkeye State. Yay.
Yeah, well, not a Hawkeye.
Oh, okay, but at least you're from that area, so I know the area. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Boy,
I'm one of those Cornhusker fans living in Iowa.
Okay, there you go. A Nebraska gal living in Iowa, right?
Yes,
I
right.
think that's fantastic. And then where are you, Dr. Collins? Where are you from?
Central California,
Like when you say central, like Bakersfield or north of Bakersfield?
north.
Okay.
Between halfway between San Francisco and Los Angeles, right in
Uh-huh.
the center.
Pretty area.
Wow, what's like Chino? What's in there? I don't even know.
No, Chino. The area would be Madera, Fresno, Visalia.
Fresno. Okay, great. How is it up there? Is it okay?
It's beautiful. I love it.
Great.
It's in the San Joaquin Valley. I've lived here most of my life.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
When in college years, I lived in Newport Beach for 4 years. But
Yeah, I know. Did you go to Irvine? Is that why?
no, it was a small private college.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a great area down there.
Yeah.
And then Joy, where are you from?
I live in East Texas.
All right. All right, I love it. I think big old Texas. I think it's great. I think that's fantastic. You get hurricanes? No.
No, we didn't any hurricanes here.
No hurricanes?
That we get sometimes the leftover tornadoes.
Tornadoes, right. That's what I mean. I mean hurricanes. I guess once in a while on the east coast of Texas, you might get a hurricane from the Gulf Coast. But okay. I have a question, Joy. Your name appears on your screen. I wonder why that is. Did you push something to have it? Oh, you know what? Everyone's does. Never mind. I guess when you talk, your name pops up. Okay, that's.
You have an option. You have an option when you check in.
Okay.
Box to click if you want your name to show all the time.
Got it. Thank you. I'm learning this all the time. So, okay, great. Any other questions? Does anybody have questions? I mean, it seems like we're all heading in a pretty good direction. How are you doing, Dr. Collins? I mean, how are you doing?
I'm doing really well. I have not lost weight this week.
Okay.
I did eat at Applebee's for lunch with my son, and I ordered a Clubhouse grill, half of a Clubhouse grill, and I took 5 bites of a quarter of it, and so it actually only turned out to be like an 1/8 of the sandwich.
Great. I love that.
And I was perfectly happy with it.
That's what I love. I have a question because we had that sort of little disagreement, if you will, on the webpage here just the other day, and we were talking about the health benefit. I mean, there's just no question about the health benefit of losing weight. But here's my question to you: if it weren't for the health benefit, because you say health's not an issue for you, then why did you, I'm just curious, why did you undergo the gastric bypass in the first place? And
Vanity.
strictly for vanity.
Okay, the society is, I was 48 at the time.
Okay.
I had lost 100 pounds, I think, 2 or 3 times before and gained it
Okay.
back. And uh, I had more than 20 years of therapy trying to overcome my problem with food.
Okay.
All it did was make me like myself anyway, but it didn't change my behavior
Okay.
any. But my motivation has always been
Vanity.
vanity and a desire to avoid the fat bias of society, because people are treated badly, they're treated poorly.
Okay.
And let me tell you that the medical profession is one of the worst. I remember when I was 20, after I had delivered my child, I was like maybe 4 or 5 months after my first baby, and I was 200 pounds. I'm only 5 foot tall.
Okay.
I went to the dentist, okay, and the dentist told me that I would not live to be 30 if I didn't get some weight off. I mean, it's just, I mean, when I was 19, which was along in the 60s, mid 60s, I applied for a job as a telephone operator with Pacific Bell, and that was in the LA area, Santa Ana actually, and I passed all the tests. I was 99th percentile. I mean, and so I always got that. But I was actually interviewed, and I was told, the fat bias laws. I was told that I was too fat to get the job. I was 130 pounds. I was 130 pounds at 5 foot tall, 19 years old, and I was told that I was too fat to be a telephone operator.
Yeah, that's horrible. Sorry about that.
Okay. I've had enormous problems with that my entire life. I've overcome them. I became a lawyer. I practiced law for 25 years.
Okay.
I mean, I've done a great deal, fat, slim, whatever, but I've undergone a lot of fat bias, and my motivation my entire life has been vanity and to avoid the fat bias of society.
No, I think that's
health has never been a problem. I've always been in wonderful health, although many doctors have told me, yes, you have wonderful blood pressure, yes, you have no problems, but you're going to die early. You're going to die if you don't get it off. And I never cared. I never believed them.
The bottom line is we're all going to die. That's for sure.
I just sometimes when I was 30, I just as soon have died.
Yeah, I hear you. The reality is this, though. There was a study out recently that showed that even if your metabolic profile, so your blood pressure looks normal, your sugar levels are normal, your cholesterol numbers look normal, still those people, if they're overweight, will die early. And we do know.
Well, I'm 69, and I've outlived a whole lot of thin people.
And I think you're absolutely, and there's always going to be, the ends of the bell curve, and there's always outliers, and there's all kinds of reasons why we die.
And the truth is, I'm only care about me.
That's exactly right. And we all should only care about ourselves, because that's really what it's all about. So fine. But in my book, as you know, there are 3 major things that I think we want to lose weight for. I personally feel, for me, health is number 1, but for everybody it could be different. It could be the other thing that I mentioned, which is feeling good. And when you're lighter, you get around more easily. It's easier to move, and it makes you feel good. Even if you can't pinpoint why you feel better, you just feel better being more light. And then the last one, which you fall into, is vanity. You look better. And there's just no doubt about it. So, I mean, for all of these reasons, we should all want to do it. We all sort of we place emphasis on the different reasons why we want to lose weight. But for all of them, we should all want to go all the way through and finish this project. Are you still married?
Yes, I am. I have been 30. This is my second marriage. First marriage was 18 years. This one's been over 25. So
your husband. What does your husband think about this? About your weight loss journey?
Well, you know that dieting is my hobby.
Okay, right. Yeah, I know that. Okay. So
he has seen me at all sizes, and he has seen me on numerous diets. He was with me when I had my gastric. Anything I wanted to do. He's a wonderful. He's a handsome wonderful thin man, and he's 5 years younger, and I'm just very, very lucky.
That's great. I missed some of that conversation, but did it go through for other people? I don't know, but it sounds like
Well, I have it good. That's it. I just said I have it good.
I love it.
I have it good.
And most importantly, you have somebody there who's supporting you, and I love that. Right? So he's supportive, whatever however you do, and I think that's just brilliant. Just fine. I think you're doing great. And if right now you're sort of plateauing a little bit because you don't have that extra incentive to drop it, that's fine with me too. Ultimately, I think we'll just learn control by going through this process.
Well, you understand that I've shared with you before that I write all my food down, or like over 9 years, and I know that you don't count calories, but and their estimates. I know all that, but I will tell you that the computer program gives me numbers. The programs the numbers give me are an average of around 500 calories a day of what I'm eating.
I mean, don't get me wrong.
And I'm not losing.
Okay.
But the point is that I lose so slowly.
That's fine.
That it could be masked for weeks.
Fair enough, and I'm good with that. And don't get me wrong. I mean, there certainly is a correlation between the amount of calories in food and the amount that it's going to put in terms of fat on your body. I mean, there's no doubt about it, right? It's just that my stance is that it's not as precise as everybody makes it up to be.
Of course, you're right.
800 calories of one food might put the exact same amount of fat on your body as 500 calories of some other food. Just be aware of it. I mean,
I know that.
They're just estimates. But I'll tell you this much. If you eat a 2.5 ounce candy bar, the most amount of fat that you can put on the body is 2.5 ounces.
Well, you're right as far as putting fat on the body. The issue, the thing is that normally when I'm not dieting, when I'm just trying to maintain, which is dieting really, but trying to maintain my weight, about 1,000 calories is the maximum I can eat without gaining.
And everybody's different. My thought is this, for me, this is your hobby, so I want you to do it the way that you feel comfortable. I think that's great. But I just don't even think twice about a calorie. It doesn't bother me if I'm under eating in terms of calories or over. I just don't even know. I don't care. I just eat to the point where I feel full and I'm getting in the flavor of what I want and I'm comfortable.
For me, like you said, it's my hobby, and it's feedback. Whenever you've been doing it for 10 years, you get a pretty good knowledge of yourself.
That's right. And you know what also I think is great feedback, by the way, is seeing that dial on the scale continue to move leftward. And that's what I want. I want it to keep coming down because that's the greatest feedback there is we continue to see progress. We move forward. It's so motivating.
I've experienced that many times.
What's that?
I've experienced that many times for months and months at a time.
This time, though, when you experience it, I want it to be a more final experience where this time when you get back to 115 or whatever it is that your ultimate goal is, or I can't remember where you said somewhere around there. This time I wanted it to stick. Here's the other.
It will always take vigilance. It will always take work.
You're right. What you just said right there is exactly right. And it's that way for everybody. But let me explain why. I don't know that they need to be as obsessed about it the way you are, but I like it. I mean, you're just super, super aware. I call it obsession. But I think being aware is really, really important. But here's the reality. We now live in a society where we have way too much food surrounding us everywhere we turn all the time. So we all are going to have to become super aware of that. And we all are going to have to learn how to manage it. Else we're screwed. It's just that simple.
Well, five bites is going to, of Snickers, is going to be more really than 5 bites of almost anything else.
That's fine. Okay, whatever works. Then my thought for you. Yeah. Okay, I would say then for you, if that's the case, then have your 5 bites of the Snickers and throw the last little piece away.
Oh, I do that.
Yeah, okay. That's
That
it.
when I have a Snickers, I have 5 bites, and sometimes it's half, sometimes it's 3/4 that I throw away.
There's no, and here's the other thing about that. There's no need to finish the rest because I promise you, you're not missing out on a flavor. You've already got the flavor in your mouth, and the next bite or two of the Snickers isn't going to taste any different than what you've already tasted. So there's just no point in eating it. You can eat it, but then you'd be like, it was just like I thought it was going to taste. I mean, what was the point of that, right? But
I like throwing food away. I've been doing it for years. I've always thrown food away.
Great. I love that. I think that's one of the biggest obstacles that we all need to overcome or develop the comfort in, and that is in throwing food away. And you know what? I can remember I was going through the doctor's buffet line at the hospital, and I would go through and I would just look at some food. But I can remember I would go through and I would pick up an apple, and just because I'm like, oh, and I haven't had an apple in a while, I'll try it. I'd take a bite of it and say, yeah, it's pretty good. And then I would throw the whole apple away. And then I would move. It's not like I was done. I would move down and I would get a banana, take a bite of the banana. Yeah, pretty good. And then I would throw that one away. And then I'd go get a cookie, take a bite of that, and throw that away. So it's almost like I had eaten the full apple, the full banana, and the cookie. Right. And yet I didn't. And it satisfied everything I needed. But I don't have any problem doing that. Right. Throwing food away, I think, is the only way that we're going to return those unbroken carbon bonds to the circle of life. And I love it. I love getting it in the trash because then it's going to re-enter the circle of life somehow, some way. Only by eating it do we absolutely throw it away, unless you're thin. If you're thin, you need it for energy, for fuel, whatever. But other than that, it's just a pure waste. So I love that, Dr. Collins. I love it. I love the fact that you have the comfort to throw food away. And I also want, in dealing with a lot of my patient parents, talking to them about their children, I so plead with them, please do not make your children finish food. That's the reason why we have this childhood obesity epidemic that we do today. If the kids know, an 8-year-old kid, when they're full, they'll say, look, I'm done. Please don't force feed them, right? Just let them be done. Throw the rest of the food away. Does nobody any good to finish it, just because you think throwing food away is bad. So anyway, that's my little rant on parents overfeeding their children. Just kids know, just enough to satisfy their hunger. And if they want to go off and play, let them go off and play.
Yeah, and I think we tend to give them snacks all day long.
For what? If the child asks for it, okay, but certainly never feed a child. That's my attitude, right?
Yeah.
They can be made aware of where there are snacks. And in the case of kids, I think it's a great idea to have a big bowl of fruit out, right? Just so that they have that as an option. But yeah, I'm a big proponent of just letting them decide when they're hungry and then eating until they're full and then take the rest of the food and putting it in the trash. Big fan of that. So, yay. So anyway, anybody else have any questions or comments or thoughts or whatever?
Well, Joy is going on that cruise, and
by the way, where's that cruise again, Joy?
It's Istanbul to Rome.
Wow,
that'll be fantastic.
And she said she's going to have the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to buy an internet package. I'll be tagging in when I can.
That'll be great.
That's going to be exciting to watch.
I told you about that time when I went on a cruise. I've only been on one cruise, and that was with my wife and my kids. They were with grandma and grandpa. So my wife and I went on the cruise, and I ended up losing. I lost like 5 pounds on this cruise because I was so obsessed, if you will, about the food that was everywhere, and it was free, of course. So I was so aware of it that all I wanted to do was taste what I wanted to taste and nothing else. And I remember going through they have like a cantina, this area where you can just day and night you can go and get food. It's in these little warm windows or whatever. I don't know. I had a pizza once from one of those things. It tasted rubbery and it didn't have quality to it at all. Like, that's that. I'm just going to stick with the sit down meals. I'm just not going to eat much at other time. And I'm going to keep it, keep my portions really confined. I did great. So anyway, that's it. And then, yeah. So anyway, Joy, you can do the same thing on your cruise in Istanbul. Remember,
I'm going to lose weight on this cruise.
Yeah. You know why? You know why I think you should? Just to be able to say, like me, that you did. I mean, I love the fact that I can say I lost weight on a cruise. I mean, who's ever done that, right? So for me, just being able to say that is tremendously valuable. It's much more valuable than any amount of money I paid to eat endless amounts of food, right? It's an incredibly unique experience. So good luck. I hope that you are able to lose weight on this cruise. And I think it'd be a great thing. But again, when it comes to what you eat, I want you to eat absolutely spectacular food. Don't forego any sauces or any cheeses or, whatever. I mean, I want it all just really, really rich, flavorful food, but just have your few bites and then call it a meal. And when you remember that meal the next day, you actually will remember the bites. You'll say, oh, I had a bite of that. It was phenomenal. And I had a bite of that. It was great. And that's really adding value to what you eat, as opposed to just eating a lot of nothing and not really remembering any of it down the road. And what's the point of that, right?
Right.
Good. No, I'm excited for you. This is going to be a lot of fun. And then funny enough, I'm going to be going on a cruise here in July up to Alaska. So we'll have another chance to do it again. It'll be great fun. So I'll have to broadcast from the ship. Do my little chat from the ship when that time comes.
Which cruise line are you taking, Dr. Lewis?
I think it's Princess Cruises. Yeah, it's Princess Cruises. So.
I'm a travel agent.
Oh, okay. Great. That's
So
really,
if you need help, you know how to get a hold of me.
there you go. I think that's fantastic. Okay, that's great. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So, all right, guys. I guess we're sort of running out on time here, but I think we answered the question. Yeah, everybody's doing really good. It's really exciting.
Yeah.
Any more questions? No.
Nope.
I love this program.
You think it's good, huh? The thing about this is this. I mean, we get together and we have fun and we talk about our experience and whatnot. But the bottom line is this. If you can stick to the program or come close to it, guaranteed you're going to lose weight. I mean, there's just no exception. The one thing about the 5-Bite diet, unlike everything else out there, it is absolutely guaranteed to make you get to your finish, to get to your goal weight. You can't.
And it saves you money.
What's that?
And it saves you money.
The trick is how can we stick to the program just like it is? I mean, it's hard. 10 bites of food a day is a very, very small amount. So that's the hard part, and that's what we're all here for. But you're going to find it. We're all going to lose weight. And that's what's so exciting. And it all adds up, and it's just great fun. So,
Dr. Lewis, when I did my feast day, which was 8, I could tell no difference except for I just had more food in my stomach. There was no oh, this is so happy. That's been shift for sticking with 5 for 20 days straight.
Okay, Joy, I'm so sorry. I missed so much of that because I don't know why it broke up on my thing. Can you just go over that one more time? I think it was really good.
Yesterday was my feast day for my plan, my jet lag. Okay. I had 8 bites at 3 meals. It was no more special than having 5.
Then why do it?
Well, because that's part of their system. It was a great breakthrough for me to go, you know what? More is not better.
I love it. Thank you. I mean, that's exactly
great.
I love the fact that you are where you are and you've had this experience. I just love it. I think it's great. I think everyone's doing really well. I'm really excited for every single person here. I am. I probably get more excited than you all do, but I'm just thrilled. So, hello, whoever just popped up.
Hello.
Paige.
I'm sorry?
Hello.
Yeah, hi. What's your name? I'm sorry?
Hey, Paige.
Paige?
Yeah.
Hey, Paige, how you doing? Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but because of the Zoom program, we're only allotted, I think it's 45 minutes or 50 minutes, and we've only got 5 minutes left. But please.
Oh, that's okay. I just wanted to
go back. And
I just wanted to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to check it out. I've never been on here before.
Okay, great. Yeah, this is just a great chance for us to get together and get to know some of these people, and we work and figure out, whatever little things that might be holding you back or preventing you from, having your maximum success. And it's all fun. We sit back and talk about it. Where are you from, Paige, may I ask?
North Carolina.
All right. I've got an aunt who lives there. She lives in Charlotte. I don't know if is that north? Pretty close.
Yeah, we're just outside of Charlotte.
Oh, okay, fantastic. You actually, now that you're talking, you actually sound like that's a classic accent. So fantastic. How are you doing so far, Paige?
Okay, I did like really well the first 2 or 3 weeks, and then I kind of fell off the wagon a little bit, but I'm getting back on today. So,
Okay, so let me ask you this. From the time that you first started to today, are you down or are you up?
oh, I'm down a lot. I actually lost about 19 pounds the first couple weeks,
Great.
and then I've sort of been up and down like 3 pounds within that. So,
I love it. So that's control. When you can lose more weight than you can gain over a period of time, that is control.
yeah.
Here's the other thing that's great about you say you lose focus a little bit, maybe you gain a few pounds. You look back on the food that you ate to gain those few pounds, and you don't remember much. It's just so uneventful. And you're like, why did I derail myself from the course that I was on before? I mean, it actually feels better to be losing weight, eating a small amount, than it does to be eating more, maybe feeling a little fuller most of the time, but not really even aware of what you're eating, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, yeah, and I just had some like with graduation parties and just stuff like that this last,
I
week or
hear
so,
you.
and just been
And it's almost as if the food is forced upon you. But I also want you to realize you're in charge of your own body. You don't have to eat just because everybody else is. And I love it when you get to the point where you almost flaunt the ability to not eat, despite the fact that everybody else feels they have to eat. So that's a great thing. I mean, I love going, not that I'm doing this anymore, but when I was losing weight, it was great to go out to a big party or, even a buffet and just eat a little bit of food, and people just scratch their head and they just couldn't figure out how are you able to do it. What they didn't understand is that my hunger stat had set to that really small volume, and that's all it took to fill me out. So I was just very, I was looking for specific flavors. I just wanted to try a little of this and a little of that. And what everyone else didn't understand is that's all it took to fill me up and completely satisfy me. And frankly, the extra food would only be detracted from my really enjoyable experience of exactly what I wanted, taking the edge off the hunger, getting rid of the hunger, and knowing that I'm still losing weight at the same time. I just love that feeling, and I love that excitement and that momentum. So
yeah. That's true. That's true. I do have a quick question if you have a little bit of time.
Absolutely.
My sister's doing the diet with me. She started a little bit after I did.
Okay.
And her question was, like, when we were growing up, we had, like, I was raised by a single mom, and there was a lot of times we either didn't have a lot of food to eat or we had just, like, boxed macaroni and cheese kind of stuff, whatever. So she said,
Oh, I'm sorry, you broke up.
sometimes stopping.
I'm sorry. Can you re-ask that? It broke up. I'm so sorry. Can you?
Yeah,
Please?
she's struggling with some of the childhood things of like thoughts, I guess, of maybe not having enough food and like, not, I don't know, because I don't struggle with that so much. I just like food. That's been my issue.
Yeah.
And, but she said for her, just more the mental, like getting over that mental.
Right. That's, she should see like a counselor or somebody. I mean, what can I say to that? I mean, plenty of food around all the time. You just have to be aware of that. But if she really struggles with that, I would have her talk to somebody about it, because obviously that's not an issue, right? We're not going to end up theoretically on a deserted island without access to food. So I'm so sorry. We're going to run out of time here so soon.
That's
So
okay.
I apologize to everyone when this clicks off. But I love the fact that your sister is doing this, and I think that when she gets to her ideal weight, she's going to feel like she's got the control that she needs, and hopefully she'll overcome some of her fears about not having